Hi, my name is Angela. In this video, I'm going to be talking about perfectionism within the field of pharmacy. I currently am a PGY1 resident. I'm in ambulatory care track type of residency training. Personally, I've struggled with perfectionism a lot, and going through residency, I've noticed that I'm not the only one. And I'm not saying to be an expert in psychology or any of these kind of understandings of perfectionism and personality and how it affects us. I'm just wanting to talk about it because I think it'd be helpful to hear what it's like, at least from my perspective, going through pharmacy, going through school, going through residency so far, because I think it's important for us to understand what this is and understand if we're affected by it, because it can have a big impact on your life and on others' lives. So the definition, from Webster's dictionary, just to give a concrete example, it states it as the doctrine that the perfection of moral character constitutes a person's highest good. Basically, that the highest good that you can attain is perfection in your moral character. So basically thinking anything short of perfection is unacceptable. And if you're not perfect, then you are not good enough and something about you is wrong. Or if others are not doing something perfect, then they are wrong versus, just thinking about an action, not necessarily living up to the standards. And that's the case. It's putting a moral weight on it and making it really a little further than probably it's intended to or what it should be. So my experience, I can be someone who's very type A, very detail-oriented, organized, love the kind of checkbox things, love to get things done, overachiever. Those are kind of things that just kind of flow from me as my personality, and I see that a lot in a lot of pharmacists, and it makes us good pharmacists at times, how we are detail-oriented, we are organized, we can handle a lot of different tasks and a lot of different medication problems, and that we are, we're working most optimally for the patient. All of those things could be seen in a somewhat good light, and that's just what I naturally was, and I think it's partially what drew me to the field of pharmacy. But going through pharmacy school, I noticed that I started to really sink into all those habits I just mentioned and all those personality traits, and it became like a ritual, getting things done in a certain way to where I couldn't step out and kind of be a little bit more flexible. So I found myself not very adaptable, kind of inflexible, and it would be painful to step outside of times, emotionally it'd be painful to kind of not be as perfect or not be as set in my ways as I was. And I had feedback from friends and other people tell me when that would happen or when they would notice that, but I also could internally tell that I was struggling with holding on to a bunch of rules or a bunch of rigid ways of doing things, but not sure why and not sure where it came from. So I, through other things in my life and realizing others have struggled with this, I read a great article, which I'm going to link below. Google's the best sometimes for just finding random facts about, what you're struggling with, aka perfectionism. So I like this article a lot because it talked about how perfectionism is really self-defeating, and it's against our human nature. As humans, we cannot be perfect. It's not possible. We always make mistakes. Mistakes is the way that we grow and learn. That's how, we fall down, we pick ourselves up, and that's part of how we grow and get better. And without that, we can't really be ourselves. We can't be human. So I realized how against my own nature I was acting and how that wouldn't really fulfill me in the end. And then how just unattainable of a goal it is, and why waste all my time and efforts and energy and emotions on trying to attain an unattainable goal. It seems like I should put my efforts somewhere more effective. And I also realized that the more I thought about something being perfect, the less stuff I got done. I would spend so much time on the prep work and making sure everything lined up that it wouldn't actually get finished or wouldn't actually get delivered. And so many ideas that I had that were not bad ideas, I just wouldn't execute until they were as perfect as I wanted them to be. Again, a lot of energy drained, a lot of wasted good ideas, or a lot of time spent on needless details at times that just didn't really add that much to the process, but made me more stressed and held me back from my true potential. When I started to let go of that a little bit, I would say it's probably around the third year of pharmacy school, third or fourth year, because you just have a lot more that you start to deal with in terms of rotations and thinking about career and thinking about residency. Everything could not be perfect, and I started just kind of letting go, not thinking about it that second or third time, just thinking about the first and a half time and then letting it go. And also some things, instead of trying to make everything line up beforehand, I just thought, well, let's see what happens if I just do it now. And of course it didn't feel that good to just put it out there and just to let it not be what I had usually prepped things to be. But I got more done, and some of my favorite projects that I've been on have been planned or not that perfect. This YouTube channel, which I enjoy, I spent a lot of time planning before I finally realized that it wasn't going to help. I should just do it. And it's not perfect, and it's not something that I plan out a lot in advance. I have notes that I read because I feel like it helps keep the conversation useful and guided. But otherwise, I click play once and then I put it off, and then it's onto the YouTube channel, because I think that's what truly helps those of you who watch it. It's just watching the video and not having it be perfect. So just an example of how I did not plan something. I had an idea that I wanted to fulfill. This idea was not planned perfectly to the T, but it's here. And I realized that I actually am happy with what it is. So it's just something to think about. I'm not saying everyone who watches this video is a perfectionist. I'm not saying that, I understand it completely. But if we don't talk about it, I don't know how we're going to grow from it and learn from it, and also make sure it's not holding us back from truly enjoying things in life. I like the fact that I am more human by not trying to be perfect, and I really like how my relationships have hopefully improved by pulling back on my expectations of others to be as perfect as I think they should be, or as that I want them to be. Everyone's unique, everyone has their own ideas, expectations, and if I keep pressing what I want them to do on them, it's just creating an unrealistic and harmful kind of approach to our relationship. And that's not what we're made for as humans. That's not what's going to make us most fulfilled and happy. And again, it's just coming from, I think, my personality, or kind of traits within me, or kind of how we're molded in this pharmacy education to get a lot of things done and be very organized and get everything done so we can achieve our goal. But we have to kind of unwind that and get back to the roots of, okay, what am I doing and why? And how is it affecting others? So perfectionism is just something that can really hold you back, hold others back. I'm still working on it. It's an ongoing process. I would say in residency, keeping things more concise has let me let go of my perfectionism, not being so long-winded. I've also put a time limit on these videos because I know I could go on and on and on. So there's different things you can kind of do to like check yourself and make sure that you are not letting your perfectionism run amok. But I hope this was helpful. I just thought I'd share my experience, share some examples of what I've gone through as a pharmacist and as a pharmacy student previously. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you have comments or questions, you can put them in the comment box below and let us know good resources or good questions or good ideas about perfectionism. So I hope this was helpful. Like the video if you liked it, and share it with someone else who you think it could be helpful for. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys next time.